In this video, I'm finishing my over-the-top custom cabinet build, and I have been preparing for these moments for weeks. Sometimes I ask myself why I can't just be normal and install something standard, because the second I started, everything got a little bit more complicated.
What the heck? I don't know if this is gonna work.
Just rip it all out. I changed the layout, replaced the window, and I even designed the whole thing to feel like one seamless piece. But there is one big problem in the corner of this kitchen that might just change everything. I don't know if I can actually make it work. Well, I shouldn't say that. I will make it work. It just might not be easy. The old kitchen is completely gone. I took out the walls, opened everything up, and reset the entire space. The goal with this project is pretty simple. I don't want this to feel like a bunch of single cabinets all put together. I want it to feel like one custom, built-in kitchen. But the problem is, I didn't buy custom cabinets. There was a wall right here. We took it out. I laced in the floor on another video, and now I can get to the part where people truly save money. These cabinets are really well made, but they're just plain. They would still make a beautiful kitchen, but I want it to be leveled up. What the heck is this, and why is this hanging? This is eventually going to be my stone arched range. Let's turn them into a custom kitchen. First step was installing them. This is the moment where people usually stop and they think my cabinets are beautiful, which they are, and now they're in place, I can put a countertop on. But wait, this is what's going to level up your kitchen completely. I added face frames to the cabinets, and instantly they start to feel different. The only issue is when you add a face frame to cabinets that are already existing, the hinges aren't the same. You see, when you add this face frame, this is just an example piece. Watch this hinge. See how it moves it out? The only way to stop that is to have a gap, which is still possible. You can do that. I didn't want to have a 1/4 inch gap there. I wanted it to be tight and have essentially just a hairline. So if you're going to have face framing cabinets, you have to have face framing hinges. Your doors have to be different sizes. So it is this entire rebuild, but I didn't want to do that. So what I did was change the plan completely. And I turned every cabinet door into a drawer, which honestly, I wanted originally because I love kitchens that have 3 drawers on the bottom of all of their lowers. It's my favorite look.
I know people aren't gonna like the way I built the drawers, but I don't really care. I had the material. It's gonna work, save money, you know? Plywood is super expensive. This is much better than going with a standard plywood, like a gross yucky one. And it's just as strong. Take from the stove.
The best part about these drawers is I already had the pine, those 2 pieces that you see there, and this MDF is what the stove came packaged in. So it's a win-win. I spent $0 here.
I didn't have any plywood to make the bottoms of the drawers, but I did have MDF that came from the stove, which was really cool. So that's why the drawer bottom is built this way. I want this so that I can put the 2 doors onto it. 24. What the hell? I don't understand sometimes how I make mistakes like that. It's 25, just under 25. This is just under 24, duh. All right, let's make this work. Can you see this, and can we get it inside? Gosh, that's a good drawer. That's a really good drawer. Yes! 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 We have a drawer. Watch that again. Watch that again. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh yeah, baby. Now I can put the drawer fronts on.
That's where I'm actually going to be building a kitchen nook underneath the new window. But now I have to mirror these stocked cabinets from scratch.
So this is what I ended up doing because I don't want, why are you fuzzy? I do not want a nail in the front of my cabinets. And I'm not sure how to get in behind that. So I just loaded it with PL. Probably gonna put a little bit more on. I'm gonna set the drawers as is, and then I'm just gonna leave them, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. By the time the PL sets up enough that I can pull them out and then screw them in from the back. I should technically get a, like a quick grab glue, but I don't wanna run out to the store again. So this is what I'm gonna do. Just like that. Oh, so good.
It's wild to me how a little bit of trim can level these cabinets up so much. But now, on to the next problem. Do you remember this dining room? There was a heater right underneath where the window is. We've since removed it and I started building the bench, but I didn't build it with the thought of having a heater. So now I have to figure out how I'm gonna put this in place. So instead of building the drawers all the way to the floor like I originally wanted, I'm going to have to cut them in half and put a piece of flat stock across the bottom and mount it to that, I think.
So instead of measuring all 4 drawers, lasering it out, trying to hold your track up and screw it in, get yourself 2 pieces of plywood. One shows you where you want your filler piece to go. The reason why I'm doing a filler piece is because I'm framing out the face frame. And then another one of where your track will set. This goes on the wall. You can take this now, switch it for here and all of the drawers. That will set all of your drawer slides at the exact same height and save you a ton of time. So this is my original issue. The heater was against this back wall, and you can't obviously put a heater back there. I built this for drawers, but I need heat in this corner. So my thought was I shortened the drawers, measured the radiator cover that comes right underneath this drawer. I'm going to mount this here, and then once this is stained, the rad will go across it. You'll still be able to open the drawers. Problem solved. But I didn't have wood big enough, so I'm using 2 pieces, but that's fine because this is going to be completely covered anyway.
Now I need drawer fronts, but I refuse to buy any wood, so I've got to find some.
I knew I had a piece of maple down here. I gotta get it out. Never throw anything out, kids. Never throw anything out. Drawer fronts. And no money spent. So my issue is I don't have any more wood, but I know I have some at the shop. And I found that piece for the drawer fronts. I'm not trying to spend any more money on framing out this kitchen. So this is why I never throw anything out. Never throw anything out. Garage, and I know that I have wood somewhere. I know I do. Aha! Probably not the wood I was looking for. We might be able to make it work. Maple, are you here? Ooh, do I see maple? No, I only see pine, but that's okay. All right, we're back. This is going to be covered by radiator.
So I haven't actually picked out the knobs for the kitchen yet. So until then, I'm gonna be using my very, very fancy tuck tape. I got all of the drawer fronts on, and now it's time to drill into the beautifully new laced in floor, but that's okay. This is where the radiator is going to go. So I'm drilling down into the crawl space. So we will be ready to mount the radiator heater just underneath this bench and have heat in the corner of this kitchen. Hello? Hi. I stained everything, clear coated everything, and now we're ready to DIY the upholstered cushions. So what started out as standard cabinets now looks like one beautiful built-in kitchen. Up next, I'm pouring the DIY concrete countertop, installing the backsplash, and I'm also going to be upholstering cushions because I'm gonna save all the money that I can. So don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications for when those videos come out. I will link them right here. And if they aren't out yet, I'm gonna put something just as cool. See you next time.